Hey everybody, how's it going? Chris Hernandez here, back with another one. In today's video, I want to cover a topic that's been circulating a little bit regarding in the ecom space, right? Overall, just increasing conversion rate, and I want to talk about the most important aspect when it comes to running a service-based business, and that's ultimately delivering results for your clients, right? So before I hop into it, if you don't know who I am, I run a digital ad agency. We specifically help ecom brand owners roughly doing 5 to 10K a month. We help them scale to 50K, at times even 100K per month using paid traffic. And if you're an ecom brand owner struggling, I'll link my calendar down below where you can book a call with me. And if my team and I feel like we can help you, right, I'll make you an offer on the call. And for whatever reason, right, you don't feel like you need our services, right, regarding helping you scale, I have a dedicated free Facebook group. I'll link down below in the bio as well. And in that Facebook group, like I said, it's just a community of like-minded ecom brand owners trying to get to that 10K mark. So any questions you have over there, you can ask. I also release weekly training videos over there as well. So with that being said, right, I want to talk about specifically conversion rate, right? So I recently made a post on Facebook, right, and I got a lot of feedback from it, just getting some eyes on it. And all I said was I believe that when it comes to the scaling process, 20% of it actually stems from media buying, and the 80% of it is solely on offer, creatives, brand awareness, and then ad copy, and ultimately, right, the components that define a brand, right? So I think there's a misconception in the e-com space, right? People believe that a media buyer paying the highest media buyer or whatever can help their store scale, right? When as a media buyer or as a person who like I said specializes in ads, you understand that media buying only is a small percentage, right? I'd say 20% of the scaling process. And why is that? Well, when it comes to media buying, there's only a certain amount of strategies you can use. There's only a certain amount of people you can test, right? So I think if let's say you've spent over $1,000 in ad spend and you haven't gotten any results, well then if you look at the way your campaigns are laid out, let's say you were working with a media buyer, well then the feedback is that your product isn't good because you're not getting any sales, right? After spending $1,000. I think a lot of people tend to want to force all their mistakes and force their brands, I'd say, somewhat low success on the media buyer, right? Because I've dealt with it before. Recently, I had one of our clients, right? It happens to you. Have to understand too, as an agency owner, ultimately, people who kind of make impulsive, impulsive. I don't want to say this like when they say something out of line, right? And it's so important as a agency owner to who values, like I said, the client experience. I think it's super important to understand that when somebody has questions or concerns, whether it's a client, right, and they're trying to put the blame on you, you can't fight fire with fire, right? It's not going to win. In order to navigate that, right, let's say there's a problem with you and your client, and you're not. They had different expectations. Let's say you're not getting results or whatever regarding the media buying side, right? Well, ultimately, what I like to tell them is like, hey, look, this is what we're doing. This is what we're testing. Here are the results we're seeing. This is the feedback we get. And ultimately, I think the reason why there's mistakes happen or there's concerns regarding client to agency owner, right, is that there's some sort of lack of communication, and expectations weren't met, right? There's something that wasn't some sort of line in the communication process, whether you onboarded them, whether for whatever reason, right, there's something not lined up, right? And so as an agency owner, you're not supposed to get mad at your clients, right, when they have concerns, right? It doesn't make sense. I don't understand when some agency owners get mad at their clients. It doesn't make sense, right? So with that being said, I think the way I like to approach this sort of scenario, right, is just come through with just being very blunt, right? Being very honest with the client. Let's say I've made mistakes in the past. We're all human beings, right? We make mistakes. So, like if it's a mistake, I own up to it. If it's my team's mistake, I own up to it as well, because my team and I, we're one. And yeah, I can't just blame my team on a certain problem as well, right? So any faults, let's say a client brings up a certain mistake, completely own up to it, and then let's say if client still has problems, or they still have questions, or they have, like I said, there's something missing in the communication line, right? Let's say you didn't lay out the expectations properly, right? Which is normal, right? When you bring on your first set of clients. What happened to me specifically was I take the education route, right? I have my team and we hop on a team meeting, and then we just explain to the client, look, this is this is what we're doing, this is the feedback we're getting, and ultimately, the reason why clients go to you is because you're the expert, right? That's why they sign on. That's why they agree to the deals they agree on, is because they're paying for your expertise, right? So they're paying for your service. So when they try to give you, or when they bring up concerns, right? Or when they bring up some sort of, let's say they want this certain number in this direction, right? You have to be clear with them. You have to set expectations from the very beginning. And something that I've done now is right away after I have an onboarding meeting, before we even get started, we need to have a group team meeting with the client and my team so we can lay out expectations, right? Doing this just allows the process of launching ad accounts, launching campaigns, and then what the client can expect week to week. This just makes this process so much easier, right? Just having that meeting right off the bat before you even run ads. So everybody's just on the same page and everybody has the same vision. So with that being said, right, communication is key regarding your experience with the client, right? You want to make the client as happy as possible, but also protecting yourself and your team. So with that being said, dealing with clients, right, it's a part of the game. And ultimately, if you approach it with just honesty, right, complete honesty, and you have an abundance mindset, and you have to understand too that the only thing that's going to make this better is if you fix the problem and you come back with a better solution. So having that approach really just allows the client relationship to build stronger, and to having taking those qualities like I mentioned recently, if you just take all those qualities, right, having an abundance mindset, being flexible, being honest, owning up to mistakes, right, carrying all these qualities over, and when you bring on 2, 3 clients, 4 clients, 5 clients, the communication and everything is set, and you have some sort of blueprint that you follow, right, client to client. And let's say they have issues here, issues there, right, you're able to navigate it, and you're able to resolve that. And ultimately, right, being blunt and having that open line of communication allows the client to build trust and ultimately give you all of their authority, in a sense, because that they realize that you're valuable and you know what you're doing, because then you educated them on it, right? So having that approach just on my end, right, has allowed my client relationships to build stronger, and ultimately allows my clients, they want to stay on longer because they see the process, they're educated, and they've clients that I'm working with right now, many of them had really bad experiences with agencies, right? And one thing I noticed is that some agencies don't even have a team meeting once a week with their clients. It doesn't make sense. So with that being said, if you want to build up client retention, right, and ultimately have your clients stay on for longer periods of time with you, you need to make sure that communication is very apparent, right, that you're touching base with them every day or every other day. You need to make sure that you have at least a weekly meeting for the first month with those clients, right, with your clients, so they understand that week to week you guys are on the same page. As well as having, like I said, the abundance mindset, understanding that the problem is here, right? And in order for your client to be happy, in order for your client to see some, like I said, some success, you need to have a solution, right? And in the agency space, what I talked about in the beginning of this video, right, regarding media buying, there's a lot of stuff you can test regarding the actual getting results, increasing conversion rate, right? Creatives, testing multiple creatives, testing multiple variations of ad copy, and even trying out new offers are your 3 main pillars that you can really adjust, fix, and test with. So with that being said, I want to end this video here. I don't want to make it too long. So if you guys enjoyed the content, please comment, and subscribe. More content coming soon, guys. And then other than that, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video.